Hello, this is Hard Chatter, and today we're going to talk about the 44,000 flights that could be canceled, okay, amid government shutdown. This is starting today. So, Anchorage International, Hartsfield Jackson Atlanta International, Boston Logan International, Baltimore Washington International, Charlotte Douglas International, Cincinnati Northern Connecticut International, Dallas Love, Ronald Reagan Washington National, Denver International, Dallas Fort Worth International, Detroit Metropolitan, Wayne County. These are just some of the airports that will be closed down to the government shutdown. Now, let me tell you something. Since we've had this president in office, this is not, in my opinion, a time where people need to be traveling for anything, to be honest with you. Because the government shutdown is affecting everything, okay? This is just the beginning of the troubles that is going to lead down the line. Okay, I don't think anyone wants to go traveling right now with them talking about cutting food stamps off, which is going to affect everybody. And I mean everybody. Okay, even for people who brag about paying for their own groceries, will get affected by this. Okay, because that's what happens when people steal. You're the ones that's getting affected by this. Okay, so don't get to the point in your life where you go, oh, that couldn't happen to me, because it really could. Okay, there's a lot of things that could go wrong right now. Now, if I'm flying a plane and I come in one morning and I'm told that I'm not going to get paid for that, then guess what? I'm going to quit my job. I don't care how good I am. I don't care how much I love my job. I don't care about how. In fact, the whole premise of caring is I want people who are flying me to be paid and be taken care of. Okay? If they're not taken care of, then what you think they're going to do to me? Because everybody has a pivotal point in their lives where they will rage out. I don't want someone who is flying me around the world to rage out and decide to take it. Okay, let's take it to another step, because studies show that pilots are suffering mental illness really bad right now with everything that is going on. This is not the time to go, I won't, I won't, I won't. This is the time for people to be quiet and be observant of about what's going on around you. Okay, I'm serious. Right now, honestly, the safest place for you to be is at home. Okay, working and taking care of your family. That's the safest thing to do. But no, you got a couple of people in this world who still wants to range on to this. I'm gonna go on cruises and I'm gonna go around the world and I'm gonna party. And this is not the time for that. It's really not. And I'm seeing a lot of videos with people in foreign lands, and they're raising hell and fussing about the treatment or about the food or about the weather conditions or whatever. You're working your way to being said, you know what, I don't want you back no more. There are other people in other countries, other cities, other nations can say, I don't want Americans around here no more. Then what are you going to do? Because as you know, in the good book, it says troubles don't last always. So when the troubles are lifted, you're going to have to deal with what you were left with, and if Americans are coming off as hard people to travel with, hard people to do business with, then guess what? The next thing is going to go. It's going to be, don't come here. And they can do that. Okay. United States is not the only people that can say, let's become some assholes right now and say, no, we're not the only ones that can do that. We're not the only ones that can do that, okay? And in my personal opinion, because it's what's going on now, with what's going on in Haiti with the weather and everything and the way everybody is going. I'm in Haiti and Jamaica. I wouldn't allow any Americans to come on my turf, period. Okay? Because you got to get to a point, common sense has to come into play, okay? If there's a storm coming, it's the storm season, and you decide upon your own incognizance to go to where that is happening, and something happens, then guess whose fault that is? That is your fault. That is not those beautiful people in Jamaica's fault. or wherever else in the world where people want to go and make a big scene about nothing. You get what I'm saying? And don't even get me started with the horror stories that I'm hearing from people ending up missing on cruises, which behooves me to, why would anyone want to go anywhere right now with the state that the world is in? Okay? Whatever you're doing right now, however you're living right now, check the temperature in the room when you go in the room and decide what you want to do from there. Okay? Seriously. Because stuff is getting crazy right now. I was watching a video, I think it was this morning. A woman had walked into, and this is just a regular, average, everyday morning. Woman walks into McDonald's and upset about her drink or her order. And you know what she decides to do? She decided to pour this hot, scalding coffee on the worker. That's what we're dealing with in the United States right now. So why take that type of mentality and actions anywhere else where that's not happening right now? Okay? The United States has a problem, and it's going to carry over. Watch. Trust me when I say, you think this is bad right now? I will come back next year at the same time, at the same place, and we'll see how this country is doing, because it's not going to get any better. I've never seen anyone with the type of actions that he has displayed in the White House that he is not being impeached. I don't get it. I don't understand it, because we tried to get it was a president, and I can't think of his name right now because my mind just went brain fog. But it was a president that we tried to get impeached for having sexual intercourse behind his wife's back. Okay? Does that sound familiar? If you know who I'm talking about, you know who I'm talking about. Some people don't like to talk about their names. But when we try to impeach a man about having sexual encounters in the White House, but this man, I'm talking about Trump, I'm talking about right now, is doing the devil's work. Okay? It's the worst ever in history that we've ever had a president right now, including the SNAP benefits. And you see, we're talking about flights being canceled. No, people's food stamps are being canceled. And that is a whole different type of podcast, people. Okay? That's a whole different type of podcast. Okay, if we was to go there, right? So, like I said, these are some of the places that are going to be canceled during the shutdown. Check the temperature of the room before you do anything or go anywhere. And use common sense before anything else in this world, okay? If something doesn't feel right, it's not right, act on it, okay? So until the next time, this is Hard Chatter, and I thank you so much for listening.